Hey guys, Grant Thompson, the King of Random, and welcome to my Royal Round Table. I was gonna start off with a joke or some kind of a funny story, but in reality, I'm not really that funny of a guy, so let's just skip that part. Now, I realize there are a lot of questions and comments about the way I do things that a lot of you have had for quite a long time. And even though I do answer those questions in the comments sometimes, most of you don't see them. So I'm gonna do my best today to answer some of the most frequently asked questions, and if you have more, then just post those comments in the description and I'll do my best to answer those in the future. Now, firstly, I have an announcement to make about CVX Live. I've been invited out to Orem, Utah to appear for a 2-day event, and the reason that I said yes to go is because I want to meet you. So I just accepted this a couple of days ago, so it's kind of short notice. It's happening this month on March 25th and March 26th. I'll be there on Friday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. For a public meet and greet, so come up, say hi, ask questions, shake hands, take pictures, whatever you want. The point is I want to meet you. Now on Saturday night, March 26th, I'm going to be on the stage premiering a video that no one has ever seen before. So if you want to see a video that hasn't been launched yet and won't be launched, for quite a while, then come out and see that. I'm really just going to meet you and to be available and to hang out. I don't have much of an agenda. So come pick my brain and let's get to know each other a little bit better. All right, now let's move on to some of the frequently asked questions. These are comments that I see popping up a lot. I see a lot of positive comments and I love that, but I'm specifically gonna address some of the concerns that you have here. And I don't feel like any question is too taboo. If you really have legitimate concerns about the way I'm doing things, I probably have a reason for the way I do it, but I'm happy to talk about it with you. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, why did you change the quick clip music? I'm sick of this new song, I like the old music, and I want it back. Now that's a really good question, and the main reason is because I no longer have a license to use that music. The company that produced that track took it off their website and no longer offer copyright licensing on it. So I don't have the ability to use that track any longer. The other reason is because for over a year, people were actually asking me to change the quick clip music. So I finally tracked down a new track, developed a whole new series, and then made the change, only to find out that the other half of people didn't want it to change. And so we've got that battle of emotions. So I just chose to stick with the new quick clip music and not change it, rather than having a knee-jerk reaction and bouncing all over the place. I may change the quick clip music again, but for the near future, that's the template that I'm using, and I'm gonna keep it that way. All right, here's a comment that says, please do more videos. Why don't you make videos more often? Do more videos, I would love to, I really would. Now, here's the thing, I work 8 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for the last 5 years making the videos that I do. And putting them out every 5 days actually stretches me to the max, and that's the fastest I can physically possibly put them out. Producing and editing these videos is actually really time consuming and difficult. And if you'd ever like to know what goes into making a video, King of Random style, I'd be happy to share that with you if it would give you some insight and help give some perspective to why it's so difficult and takes so long to make these videos. I experiment, I prototype, and some videos have 8 to 10 prototypes before I even film them. Writing the script takes forever, and there's a lot that goes into these videos that I can't even begin to tell you about. And I am physically and mentally and emotionally giving it everything that I've got. If I could make videos faster, I would, but this is the best that I can do. And honestly, I'm getting tired. I need to take a little break. So for the next month, you may not see any uploads from me. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop. I've still got videos queued up and I've got a lot of projects filmed that I'm gonna get back to working on, but I just need to take a little breather. Why do you upload the same videos over and over again? Now, this is a question I've seen popping up from a few different people who may just not understand the bigger picture, so let me explain. Videos like the Mini Master Sword. A year ago, I cast a prototype sword out of aluminum with the promise that one day I would do a tutorial of the finished product. And now I've just released the tutorial on how to make the finished Master Sword. Now, in other videos, I often feature or cameo other projects that I ask you to look for in future videos. And so, of course, that leaves the condition that I need to make that future video. And when I make it and post it, it's not re-uploading the same project, it's a completely new video that fulfills a promise that I made earlier. So another question says, didn't you do this already? Why do you make so many videos of the same thing? Are you trying to milk the views and the YouTube money? Are you out of ideas? That's a really good question, and let me explain why I do things the way that I do. Now, when I design my projects, I like them to have multiple purposes. I don't like to do one thing that you'd never use. I like it to be purposeful, and I like it to have multi-purposes. There's a big picture in my videos where a lot of the projects are interconnected and you need one to do another. For example, in my rockets, you need an igniter, so I have an igniter tutorial. But the igniters relate to the rockets, which relate to the remote control launcher, which relate to the rocket launch pad. All of these are separate elements, separate videos, but they're all completely related to each other. So if you're gonna make something like I don't know, a silicone Lego gummy mold, I'd love to be able to use that to maybe build something like chocolate Lego Mario, which you're probably going to see coming up in another video. And if you don't have access to food grade silicone, maybe you can use some kind of rubber that you can make yourself. So you see, all these tutorials are completely different, but they are related to each other. You can think of certain videos almost like a series. For example, making the styro slicer, there's a tutorial on how to use it, a tutorial on how to make it. There's also tutorials on projects you can do with it, like the Master Sword, the Styrofoam handgun, and foam fighter jets, to name a few. So all those projects are interrelated and they do reference each other, which I could see looks like uploading the same content and being out of ideas, but that's just part of one mini-series inside of this whole massive realm of videos. And I do tend to run in random phases, and once I leave one phase, I move into another phase. Another viewer asks, where do you get your ideas? And ideas really come from everywhere. Sometimes I see things online, sometimes my kids are doing things that inspire me, reading books, experiences I had growing up. Sometimes I see things on Pinterest that spur ideas, and sometimes other YouTubers are doing things that give me ideas that I want to take and modify. Now, I have never uploaded a video in my recollection where I've just taken an idea and copied it. Everything that I do, I experiment with it, I modify it, I recreate it, I turn it into something different, and I give it a king of random aspect. So I am constantly inventing, creating, experimenting, and doing things new, but they're all based on something that inspired me. So look in the description of my videos, and you'll always find inspired by, and usually a link to the thing that inspired me. And if you want, you can compare the two and see what differences you may see. Another viewer asked the question, are you gonna run out of ideas? And the answer to that is no. I'm gonna run out of motivation to produce videos before I run out of ideas. Because as long as I keep living life and being inspired by things that I see and wanna try, I'm gonna keep making projects. I've been doing it for 4 years straight, well, I guess 5 years now, and I'm gonna keep going as long as I can keep making videos. Getting burned out on production is probably gonna kill me before I run out of ideas themselves. But the answer is no, I won't run out of ideas. What did you study in school to learn all this? I'm basically self-taught. I put myself through the school of Grant Thompson, using the internet, personal experience, the experience of people around me, and just thinking things through before trying them. I have been studying nonstop for the last 15 years after I got out of school, but in school itself, I didn't really study anything in particular. What do you do for a living? Is this your official job, or do you have a side job? Well, I did have a full-time job. I actually just put in my resignation today, and I don't really want to disclose what that profession was, but it was, I would say it's relatively prestigious in its industry, and it was very difficult to achieve. I've got 11 years with the company that I was just working with, and 13 years in the industry total. But officially as of today, I am focusing fully on YouTube, which I was basically doing before, but I make videos. That's what I do right now. Grant, why don't you use the metric system? And that's a very good question. I get asked this all the time. Now, the metric system is awesome. We all agree. I grew up in Canada using the metric system, so I understand it. But down here in the United States, everything in the stores are sold in imperial measurements. So when I do my tutorials, it doesn't really make sense to do them in metric. Now, if you're having a hard time doing the conversions, just use the Google tool, because Google will give you the answer and make all those conversions very easy for you. Do your kids show any interest in your projects? I am starting to see a glimmer of hope in my kids here, but to this point, they really couldn't care less. They're all pretty young, and they haven't really cared too much about what's been going on around them, but they are just starting to get old enough to appreciate the projects and the videos, and that's exciting because it means now I can start spending more time with them, getting our hands dirty together. How many videos do you have saved up? I have over 10 project videos and quick clips ready to go. That gives me a little bit of breathing room so I can still release on schedule and make new content. But those burn up pretty quickly. Right now I've reduced my schedule to posting every week, so every Tuesday, but I would like to get back on a once every 5-day schedule if possible. I'm just looking for ways to still have a little bit of free time, because I really don't take vacations. I don't have fun, and I need to have a little more fun. I miss the MindBenders. Are you bringing them back? So the MindBender Trivias were just an excuse to give away some cool stuff. I would like to bring those back, but I just focused on project videos for now and getting those done with no distractions. So I will probably bring back MindBenders and giveaways whenever I can fit it in. So look forward to that. Hopefully that answers most, if not all, of your questions for now. I am doing the best I can, and I've always done the best I can to give 110% into all of my videos. My goal is to produce the best quality content based on my own experiences and to be really true and genuine with all the information that I give you. So I hope you feel that. I've had a lot of discouraging comments pop up lately that have really brought me down and hurt my feelings, and frankly made me feel like I just want to quit making videos altogether. But I have pushed through that now. I'm kind of back on top of things. I got a lot of fresh new projects that I can't wait to share with you. And I want you to be a part of my future videos as well. I'm looking to engage with you back and forth a little more frequently. And one of the best things you can do for me right now is to come out to CVX Live and meet me in person. I need to know who you are. I need to know who my subscribers are. To meet you face to face, to shake your hand, and to hear some of your experiences watching my videos. That's the kind of feedback that I need. So hopefully I can see you there. CVX Live, March 25th, March 26th. Look at cvxlive.com for the schedule of when I'll be there. I'll be there on Friday and Saturday. I'll put some links in the description with a lot more information. And remember, the private meet and greet is going to be limited to about 100 people. So if you want in on that, make sure you get down and get your tickets quickly. So hopefully you got some kind of value out of this video. Hopefully your question was answered, and hopefully you feel like we're able to connect a little more one-on-one. As always, thanks again for your support, and I'll see you in the next project video. I'll talk to you then.